Hello everyone, I hope you're doing well. This is just a update, talk a little bit about the discussion for last week and just some reminders for this week. Discussion for last week, very good. Everything was very focused, very on task, and well connected with the readings and the topic for that week. Several of you made some particularly good observations about the ancient Greeks and how you found their educational system had very much of, I think, what used as a fine arts concept to it, which is very true. In fact, much of Greek education was very arts focused. And what we think of today as the liberal arts, the disciplines, history, philosophy, sociology, those areas of study, the building blocks of the curriculum, all of those are grounded in the Western tradition and particularly in ancient Greece. So very good observations. Several of you also commented on how you found Greek education complemented the Roman education in the sense that Roman education really took what the Greeks tried to do on the philosophical level and try and apply it on the practical level, which is very true. A couple of questions I had in the emails this week, and I thought I'd just answer them all together in one video here for you. Somebody asked about the paper. I think it was APA format, whether you require a title page. Title page is really the least of what I'm concerned about. It's really about following the structure in terms of citing references and your reference list. That's really the most important. If you want to attach a title page, that's fine. Keep in mind, however, that the title page and the references, the reference list that comes at the back, those do not count toward the page limit or the page requirement. So you can attach a title page if you want, reference list have to have, but neither of those count toward the page requirement for the journal article critique. Someone also asked if the articles had to fit within the time frame or topic for a given week that they're due. No, they don't have to at all. You're welcome to find articles that span anything within the history of Western education. The important thing is that they are, one, historical in nature, and two, history of education. That's the important thing. If you have any questions about whether they fit within those, send me a link or send me an abstract. I'll be glad to get that back to you right away. I think another question someone asked was whether this has to be one journal article critique. And yes, it is. It's a critique of one journal article. Now, keep in mind that does not mean that would be the only reference you use. Any conclusions that you make in terms of strengths, weaknesses, comparisons to other relevant literature, all of those would have to have scholarly references to support them. So if you submit a journal article critique with only one reference, being the article you're critiquing, that would be considered insufficient. There's some description in the syllabus. There's also some more description as well as a video link under the learning module for the journal article critiques. Another question somebody asked was, how do I get feedback back to you regarding either the discussions or the journal articles? Discussions, really that's very simple. As long as you make one initial posting per week and then make another follow-up posting responding to something somebody else said, as long as you do that every week, you'll earn full credit for that portion of your grade. That's really the easiest part of your grade. And the purpose of that is to make sure that people are engaged, that there's some level of interaction, and that I know that you're connected to and following up on the readings for a given week. But as long as you do that, you'll earn full credit for that part of your grade, and that's the easiest part of your grade. Someone also asked, how do I get feedback to you about the papers? Well, when you send the papers to me, send them directly to my email, instructions for that in the syllabus. Don't go through Blackboard, please. I'll give you back your grade and written feedback, comments, at least within a week before your next paper is due. So you'll have plenty of time to incorporate the feedback into your next paper. And I'll send that directly back to your email address. So you'll have summative feedback from week to week on the journal article critiques throughout the course of the semester, so that you can use the feedback and improve your performance. I think those were about the questions I had for this week. People asked. Somebody asked me the picture on the home page for our Blackboard site for our course, what that was from. That is a picture of the Commons Room of the Cathedral of Learning at the University of Pittsburgh, where I went to graduate school. The Cathedral of Learning is tallest or the second tallest, I'm not sure, academic building in the world. I think it has 44 occupiable floors. It was built in the early 30s, roughly. It's approaching 90 years old, that I know. It's a skyscraper that was inspired by the architecture of medieval cathedrals. That's why it was named the Cathedral of Learning. It's a modern skyscraper, though, in the sense that it's built out of a steel frame. So the steel frame supports the, I think it's limestone or granite facade on the outside. The stonework does not support the building. It's the steel frame on the inside that supports it. Well, that picture was the Commons Room, which is the first large area, mostly the first 3 floors of the Cathedral of Learning, and a large amount of the expense went into that, and the nationality rooms that surround the Commons area. It was, as you can see, inspired by medieval cathedrals. The Commons rooms, you're welcome to look this up online. You can even take a virtual tour, I think, at the University of Pittsburgh or Cathedral of Learning website. They were all inspired by nations, different nations or different cultures, and they're used with materials that were indigenous to that country. So, for example, the British room is made to look like a traditional English university lecture room, and it was built with material that was recovered from the House of Commons when it was bombed by the Luftwaffe, the Nazis, during World War II. And I think it's the largest collection of recovered wood, maybe anywhere in the world, or certainly outside of London. But it was material from the House of Commons that was recovered, that was used to build that classroom. And there were assorted classrooms all around the first floor. You're welcome to look those up. In fact, since the architecture of the Cathedral of Learning is inspired by our topic for this week, if you want to look up the Cathedral of Learning and talk about that as part of your discussion for this week, you're welcome to do so. And I'll really look forward to seeing your comments. But that's where I went to graduate school, and so I tell people all the time they were the best 5 years of my life. I loved it. And my only regret is that I didn't have any classes in the Cathedral of Learning. The School of Education was located in what's now called Pasvar Hall, named after, I think, Wesley Pasvar, one of the former chancellors. Across the street, about half a block away from the Cathedral of Learning. So I never had any classes there. At any rate, it's a fascinating history about the place, and if you want to make that part of your discussion for this week, wonderful. I think if there was anything else I needed to talk about for this week, I think I answered pretty much the questions that people asked me the last couple of days. If you have any other questions, please feel free to reach me, and go straight to my email or office number, meet on campus, whatever is convenient for you, than trying to reach me through Blackboard. I try not to send anything through Blackboard, because if it goes down for any reason, I wouldn't be able to access discussions, your messages, or assignments that you posted there. That's why I have everything sent to my office. I think that was about all I wanted to cover. If you have any other questions, please feel free to reach me, and I'll look forward to the discussions for this week, following up on Monday or Tuesday. Bye for now.